Israel, I run things, put on the crown. I be a tough dog, now we need down and them a cry. I feel your time, remember, I feel your eye. Chop off me head, hang it up, samurai. Israel, sound off with a war cry. Anywhere with that, what with that? Running mouth, then I want me a set. Mama said, Ezra, set it off. Samurai, praise Gideon, what you say? Yo, busy, easy. Anywhere with that, what with that? Boy, I talk tough, what you say? What you say? Send video, rim, samurai, praise Gideon, what you say? Love you war time, what you say? Love you war time, yo, energy. Send for the south and the north, all hell broke loose when you say we combine. Love you war time, what you say? Love you war time, yo, send for the south and the north, all hell broke loose when you say we combine. The army of them outside, you know them can't stop it. It's the 144,000 chosen prophet. You want the heathen can't stop it. You try violate me, boss, just choke with me ratchet. And then me lock it, them shoulda never violate, now the fire start. Now they fool them end up a ball. They never know we roll so deep. Ain't at the street, let them and the family away. Kill I today, you cannot kill I again. When Christ return me, I got rise again. In a twinkling of an eye, I got change again. As a God, me I got meet you as a man again. One by one, me go hunt them again. Christ and the 12 tribes unite again. We bring Jaja army from earth again. Fire, brimstone, pan Babylon again.
What is 6?
Anywhere with that, what with that? Running mouth, then I want me a set. Mama said, Ezra, set it off. Samurai, praise Gideon, what you say? Yo, busy, easy. Anywhere with that, what with that? Boy, I talk tough, what you say? What you say? Send video, rim, samurai, praise Gideon, what you say? Love you war time, what you say? Love you war time, yo, energy. Send for the south and the north, all hell broke loose when you say we combine. Love you war time, what you say? Love you war time, yo, send for the south and the north, all hell broke loose when you say we combine.
The high priest never run out of fire. Guns never empty, the clip full of fire. 50 cal that a joke for the pepper. Psalms 91 send them straight to the fire. Man a warrior, man a charger. Magnify the war, make it larger. No respect the persons, we no partial. Bind up the deputy, slew the marshal. Throne of iniquity must get defeat. Zion of the country, the army a seek, yeah. Pepper be war like a Maccabee for the martyrs, and not for the weak. Boom. Isaiah 44:26. What make you feel like this is my speech? Judgment of God are the things we are preach. Benjamin's murder them, cause the war is a drill.
Anywhere with that, what with that? Running mouth, then I want me a set. Mama said, Ezra, set it off. Samurai, praise Gideon, what you say? Yo, busy, easy. Anywhere with that, what with that? Boy, I talk tough, what you say? What you say? Send video, rim, samurai, praise Gideon, what you say? Love you war time, what you say? Love you war time, yo, energy. Send for the south and the north, all hell broke loose when you say we combine. Love you war time, what you say? Love you war time, yo, send for the south and the north, all hell broke loose when you say we combine.
I'm watching live, I can see it here, you do.
Shalom, 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 Israel. Mosai and Christ bless. Mosai and Christ bless. I'm Captain Joel. Today we will be talking about Proverbs today. Welcome to another edition with giving the sense to A to Z. Let me see. First, what we're going to start at, we're going to start Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 8. Read what you got.
Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 8. So they read in the book and the law of God distinctly.
Read it from the top.
So they read in the book and the law of God distinctly and gave the sense.
And gave the sense. That's what we'll be doing today. I know we don't have a lot of time, but Lord's will, we can finish quicker. If not, Lord's will next time. So today we'll be addressing Proverbs. Proverbs is a very heavy book. It's full of wisdom, instruction, advice on how men and women should live their life. It's very important. Excellent book. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 1, read verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 1.
Come on.
The Proverbs of Solomon.
Read it from the top.
The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel.
So the scripture said the proverb of Solomon. Solomon wrote a lot of proverbs. The Christian church, especially when it goes to the book of the Songs of Solomon, but oh no, this is not him. But it's telling you the proverb of Solomon, right? Let's go to 1 King, see how many he wrote, because he wrote a lot. He wrote a lot. Read what you got. 1 Kings chapter 4, read verse 29.
1 Kings chapter 4 and verse 29.
Come on.
And God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Egypt.
Come on.
For he was wiser
He
than
was what?
wiser
Read.
than all men, than Ethan the Ezrahite, and Heman, and Calcol, and Darda, the sons of Mahol. And his fame was in all nations round about.
Because of his wisdom, his fame was all around the world. Come on.
And he spake 3,000 proverbs.
How many?
3,000 proverbs.
3,000 proverbs. And that's one of them we're reading today. The book of Proverbs. Come on.
And his songs were 1,005.
So let's go back. So Solomon wrote a lot of proverbs. A whole lot. And that's what we're reading today. So we can glean from it and better our life. Come on. Verse 2.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 2.
Take your time. Come on.
Yes, sir. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment and equity.
So this book, when Solomon wrote this book, it was to give us what? To give us wisdom, instruction, so we can what? Perceive the words of understanding, to receive instruction, justice, and judgment and equity. That's what the book of Solomon, Proverbs is all about. To give us that instruction, that advice on what we should do and what not to do. Come on.
Verse 4. To give subtlety.
To give us an insight. Come on.
To the simple.
To the simple. Because what? This instruction, the advice, the counsel, these words will make the simple wise. Come on.
To the young man, knowledge and discretion.
To give the young man knowledge and discretion. Because we, the young men, don't know how to act. But when you read the scripture, it will give you what? Knowledge and discretion on how to act as a young man. Come on.
Verse 5. A wise man will hear.
So now, it said a wise man will hear. A wise man will hear. And once he hear, what he will do?
And will increase learning.
And he will increase learning. Give me Proverb 9 and verse 9. It says a wise man will hear. And once he hear, he will increase learning. He'll be curious. He'll want to learn more and more. Read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 9.
Come on.
Give instruction to a wise man.
When you give instruction to a wise man, come on.
And he will be yet wiser.
He will be yet wiser because he will increase understanding. He will increase. He will want more and more. He will go to the elder's feet to want to learn more and more. Read it again from the top.
Verse 9.
Read.
Give instruction to a wise man.
When you give instruction to a wise man, come on.
And he will be yet wiser.
He will be wiser. Read.
Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
That's what I was reading. When you teach a just man, he will increase in learning. He'll be curious. He'll want to read more and ask more questions. Seek more counsel, seek more advice. That's what Solomon is going into. Let's go back. Proverb 1, read verse 5 again.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5.
Read.
A wise man will hear and will increase learning.
You will increase learning. Want to learn more? Come on.
And a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels.
Actually, hold what you got. Go to Proverb 11, read verse 14 real quick.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 14.
Read.
Where no counsel is, the people fall.
Where no counsel is, the people fall. That's what instruction and wisdom and advice is vital. Without those things, you will fall. Individually and as a leader, you will fall without those things. Because what? Solomon, he had counselors. Each king have counselors to tell them, to advise them, to lay out what they bring to the table and see if it's just according to God's laws. Read it from the top again.
Where no counsel is, the people fall.
The people fall. Come on.
But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Let's go back. Let's try to speak to this. Actually, finish verse 5 for me.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
Unto wise counsel. A man of understanding will what? Cleave to wise counsel. He will draw near to wise counsel. He won't think he know it all. She won't think she know it all. She will ask, hey, what should I do in this scenario? What should I do in this case? Will obtain to wise counsel. Proverbs 20, read verse 18. Proverbs 20, read verse 18. Come on.
Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 18.
Read.
Every purpose is established by counsel.
Everything got to be established by counsel. If you don't establish, if you don't do things by counsel, it's called self-will. It's called self-will. Read it from the top.
Every purpose is established by counsel.
Uh-huh.
And with good advice, make war.
And now go to Sirach 32, read verse 18. Let's speed through it real quick. I know I'm just on verse 5. Come on. Sirach 32, read verse 18.
Sirach chapter 32 and verse 18.
Read.
A man of counsel will be considerate, but a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear.
Read that thing one more time.
A man of counsel will be considerate.
A man of counsel will be considered. Everybody want to be behind a man with counsel. Because what he's doing is right. He's not doing his own thing. He had people around him to tell him, hey, this is not good. Hey, do this. According to the law, we should do this. Men of counsel will be considered. That's a wise man. Come on.
But a strange and proud man.
A strange and a proud man is people that don't let counsel, want to do things on their own will. The self-will brothers and sisters, come on.
Is not daunted with fear.
No fear in them. So therefore they do whatever they want to do. Come on.
Even when of himself he hath done without counsel.
Read.
Do nothing without advice.
What the Bible say?
Do nothing without advice.
The Bible said do nothing without advice. You always have to trust the process. Trust the men over you. Trust the women that have been there before you. Ask, seek counsel. Do nothing without advice. Because once you do that thing without advice, without counsel, it's going to backfire. It's going to come and hit you hard. Finish that verse.
And when thou hast once done, repent not.
Let's go back. Right now, go to verse 6.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 6.
Come on.
To understand a proverb in the interpretation, the words of the wise in their dark sayings.
So chapter 6 is the continuation. The same thought from verse 6 is the same thought from verse 5. So read 5 and 6 together. Come on.
5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
Read.
To understand a proverb.
To understand the proverb, come on.
And the interpretation.
Because when you bind your ear to wisdom, to understanding, that's when you're going to understand proverb. It don't just come. You got to be taught. That's what Acts 8, when the Ethiopian eunuch went to Philip, right? He said, how can I? Except some man shall guide me. Once you be guided, that's when you will understand what proverb and the interpretation and the words of the wise and their dark saying. That's why you got to cleave unto the elders, because those are the men that will teach you, like the bishops. Those are the ones that will teach us those dark saying, those proverbs, those interpretation of the Bible. We depend on them. It don't just come in us just like that. Read 6 again.
To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings.
And their dark saying. Sirach 6, read verse 32. And their dark saying. Sirach 6, come on.
Sirach chapter 6 and verse 32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught.
The key thing, if thou wilt, you got to apply. You got to apply yourself. You got to want it. It don't come to you like that. Come on.
And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent.
And if you apply your mind, you will be prudent. Go into the wise counsel. Come on.
If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise.
Read.
Stand in the multitude of the elders.
See, that stand in the multitude of the elders. That's where wisdom comes from. Wisdom comes down from the elders. Come on.
and cleave unto him that is
And
wise.
cleave unto him that is wise. Come on.
Be willing to hear every godly discourse.
Be what?
Be willing to hear every godly discourse,
See that? Be willing to hear every godly discourse. Come on.
and let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
Don't let it escape you. For the sake of time, let's go back. Read verse 6.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 6.
Come on.
To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings.
Read.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Come on.
But fools,
But who?
But
But
fools
fool do what?
despise wisdom and
They
instruction.
despise wisdom and instruction. That's that self-will brother. That self-will sister. They don't want no instruction. They don't want no counsel. And when wisdom is coming out, they despise those things. Therefore, they don't become wise. Come on.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
And forsake not the law of their mother. That touch on the law of your mother, because what? In the household is Christ, is ushered is God, Christ, men and women. Whatever the man learn from the elders, the man teach the woman. This is wife. And whatever the wife learned from her husband, she do what? She teach the children. So go to 2 Maccabees 7, read verse 27. Come on. 2 Maccabees 7, read verse 27.
2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 27. But she, bowing herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her country language on this manner. O my son, have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education.
See that? Endure the trouble of education. That's why I said don't forsake that. Because the woman learned from the men and then teach the children. I'm going to show you an example. Because women teach the children, and the children become wise from that as well. Children become wise from that as well. Give me Tobit. Let me show you something. Tobit 1, read verse 8. Check this out. Tobit 1, read verse 8. Let me show you this real quick. You there? Tobit chapter 1, read verse 8.
Tobit chapter 1 and verse 8.
Actually, start at verse 5.
Tobit chapter 1 and verse 5. Now all the tribes which together revolted in the house of my father Naphtali sacrificed unto Heifer Baal. But I alone went often to Jerusalem at the feast, and it was ordained unto all the people of Israel by an everlasting decree, having the first fruits and tenths of increase, with that which was first shorn.
So all his brethren from the house of of the house of my father Naphtali, they sacrificed unto Baal, right? But he alone, he went up to Jerusalem at the feast. Come on.
And them gave I at the altar to the priests, the children of Aaron. The first tenth of all increase I gave to the sons of Aaron.
Come on.
Who ministered at Jerusalem. Another tenth part I sold away and went and spent it every year at Jerusalem.
Check this out. Come on.
And the third I gave unto them to whom it was meet. As Deborah, my
As
father.
who?
Deborah.
As Deborah, come on. Or other people must say Deborah, come on.
My father's mother.
My father's mother, that's a woman, come on.
Had commanded me, because I was left an orphan by my father.
See that? So who was teaching him? Who was teaching him? What's her name again? Read it again.
As Deborah, my father's mother, had commanded me, because I was left an orphan by my father.
So she was teaching him. That's why you cannot forsake that wisdom, that knowledge from your mom as well. Because he was left alone. His father wasn't around. He was an offering. So what? This sister took care of him. Read verse 9.
Verse 9.
Come on.
Furthermore, when I was come to the age of a man.
When he was come to the age of the man, come on.
I married Anna of my own kindred, and of her I begat Tobias.
How he learned all that to marry from his own? His father wasn't around, but his mother taught him. You see that? So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
We have verse 8.
Verse 8.
Come on.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
See that? Forsake not the law. We just read how the sister, the brother's father wasn't there. His mother took care of him and brought him up in the law. And when he became of age, he married somebody of his own kindred. Who taught him all that? A woman, a man was in the God's laws. So it says, don't forsake the law of thy mother. Come on.
For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head.
It should be like a expensive jewelry upon your neck or upon your hair. Hold what you got. Let's get more on this. Matthew 13, read verse 45. Matthew 13, read verse 45 real quick.
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 45.
Read.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man, seeking goodly pearls, who when he had found one pearl of great price.
So when he had found one pearl of great price, what he did?
Went and sold all that he had and bought it.
And bought it. That's that wisdom. That's that truth. You can't let it go. You got to cherish it. You got to cleave onto it. That's that instruction. Let's go back. Read verse 9.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 9. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck.
Come on.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
So now, it says, if sinner entice thee, sinner come to you. It's like Babylon today, America. All wrong influences you see around. TV, you turn on TV, all wrong influence. You turn on the radio, all wrong influence. Your kids go to school, all wrong influence. So this is an advice to what? Young men, older men, young women, older women, for all of us to what? Glean from this wisdom. What the scripture said?
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
If sinner come to you, consent they're not. Don't listen to it. Don't carry it in. Because sinners can come to you on your work, at your job. Sinner can come to you when you're by yourself. Don't fall into that. Don't fall into that. Proverbs 26, read verse, Psalms 26, read verse 5 real quick. Psalms 26, read verse 5.
Psalms chapter 26 and verse 5.
Come on.
I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
Read that again.
I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
That's what we all should be doing. Hating the congregation of the evildoer. Because when you follow, when you cleave to them, you won't do what they do. It's automatic. You will do exactly what the sinners do. Because you with them. They're talking, you talking. What, you think you're just going to be there and doing your own thing? Nah. That's why I said when sinners come to you, separate yourself from them. What does scripture say? Read that again from the top.
I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked.
And will not do what?
Sit with the wicked.
No, I will go closer to them.
I will not sit with the wicked.
I will not sit. You got to be mindful. They said, that's what Paul was saying. Whoever think they stand and take heed, lest you fall. He said, I will not stand with the what? With the wicked. Because the craftiness in there. There's enticement in there. There's pleasure in there. So once you think you stand, bam, you fall. Let's go back. Read that one more time.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If
it
they
said, don't come closer. Don't agree to evil doings. Don't do that. Or Ephesians 5, read verse 11. Ephesians 5, read verse 11.
Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Rather do what?
Reprove them.
Rather correct them. Hey, bro, that's out of order, man. And even they're in the war, let them know, hey, man, you God-chosen people, man, you're king. You're not supposed to be behaving like that. Hey, sis, your daughter Sarah, we are the Israelite, the true Jew of the Bible. You're not supposed to be conducting yourself like that. You're not supposed to be defying your temple with weed, drugs, and all those things. You're You're not supposed to be stealing. You're not supposed to be doing all defiled things. You got to reprove them. But if you don't reprove them, they will what? Subdue you. They will get you. It's either you correct them or they get you. Either way. You got to pick which one you want to do. You can be a benefit to their life, or you can join them in their folly. You pick one. Finish that out real quick.
That's it on that, sir.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 11. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood.
Let us do what?
Lay wait for blood.
Come on.
Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause.
So now, they're going to come to you. They come to you, but hey, come on, man, join us. Hey, come on, says join us. Say, let us do what? Let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the what? The innocent without cause. Give me Proverbs 16:29 real quick. Because our people hate themselves, hate their brothers, hate their sister. So they want to kill each other. Read that real quick.
Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor.
Read it again.
A violent man enticeth his neighbor.
A violent man entices his neighbor because he want company. He want to do it by himself. He want you to join them. That's how it is. People always need company. Read it from the top.
A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good.
See that? Lead him into a way that is not good. Death. Lead him into a way that will trap him. Let's go back. Read 11 one more time.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 11.
Come on.
If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us look privily for the innocent without cause.
The innocent without cause. Because we have evil people among us. Our Israel is very wicked. Very wicked. When you go out there into the war, they are there waiting. Waiting for people to join them. Waiting for people to join them. Give me Jeremiah 5, read verse 26. Jeremiah 5, read verse 26 real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 26.
Read.
For among my people
among my people, Israel, come on.
Are found wicked men.
Are found what?
Wicked men.
Found wicked men. That's up to no good. They don't want to subdue their own understanding. Think they know it all. Wicked men. Read it from the top.
For among my people are found wicked men.
Uh-huh.
They lay wait as he that setteth snares.
See that they lay wait? They lay wait. Hit their own brothers. Want to rob their own brothers. Want to kill their own people. Come on.
They set a trap. They catch men.
See that? Set a trap. Let's go back. And that also go for those in our own, in Israel that do trafficking. Set their own brothers up for money. Human trafficking. Set the brothers up. Hey, meet me at a certain location. Then somebody go there. They ain't even there. And then they trap you up. That's what got to be mindful, Israel. You have to be mindful. Where we at?
Proverbs
Come on.
1 and verse 12. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit.
So this is the continuation. Same thought going on. Come on, the same counsel, the same advice regarding wicked men. Come on.
We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
See, that's the he expounding. Read verse 12 again, because he expounding on the ideas of bloodshed, ending in death, ending in murder. Read 12 one more time.
Verse 12.
Read.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit.
See that? Ending up in death, in a murder. Read.
We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
See that? Read that one more time. Check this out. Come on.
We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
So now they what? The enticing people with what? With riches, immediate riches. You know how people love to get rich quick and they will do whatever to get rich? That's why it said, well, we shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. After you put the brother to death, that person to death, now you take whatever belongs to him. You took that, or you rob him. You took it from him. That's that immediate riches, trying to entice you to get the shortcut to riches. That's what it's going into. Keep reading.
Verse 14. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse.
See that? Let us all have one purse. Casting our lot. Now that's that union now. You are one of us. Let's all casting our lot together. Come on.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
So now he's seeing this. Solomon is saying the same thing in verse 10. Say, my son, if sinner entice thee, he's saying the same thing in what? In verse 15. Read 15 again.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
Don't walk in the way of them at all. Do not do that. Psalms 1 and verse 1. Come on.
Psalms chapter 1 and verse 1.
Read.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
No, blessed is he.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
See, you are blessed when you don't walk in the counsel of the ungodly, because there's no good, there's no blessings or curse, there's all damnation. When you walk in the counsel of the ungodly, come on.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
Read.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
That's it on there, verse 1?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go back. Actually, from there, give me Proverbs 24. Read verse 1. Proverbs 24.
Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 1.
Because in verse 15, it says, my son, walk not thou in their ways with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. Read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 1.
Read.
Be not thou envious against evil men.
Don't be envious of evil men. Because you're going to see they have fancy things. You want to be envious of them. Now you want to join them. You want to do those things. You want to take the shortcut to riches. You want to kill. You want to rob. You want to sell drugs. You want to do all those filth. You want to take the shortcut, pretty much. Come on.
Neither desire to be with them.
See that? Read.
For their heart studieth destruction.
That's all they do. Their heart steady destruction. They're up to no good.
And their lips talk of mischief.
That's what they do. Their mouth talketh mischief. Give me Jeremiah 14, read verse 10 real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 10.
Read.
Thus saith the Lord unto his people, thus have they loved to wander. They have not refrained their feet. Therefore the Lord doth not accept them.
See that? We have not refrained our feet from what? From evil. Therefore the Lord have not accepted us. That's all. That's it on that?
No, sir.
Come on.
He will now remember their iniquity and visit their sins.
See that? Let's go back. Let's speed through this. Reverse. You finished verse 15?
No, sir.
Finish that out.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path.
Come on.
For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood.
Make haste to shed blood. Acts 23, verse 12. Acts 23, verse 12.
Acts chapter 23 and verse 12. And when it was day, certain of the Jews banded together and bound themselves under a curse, saying that they would neither eat nor drink.
Them brothers, them said they're not going to eat. They're not going to drink anything till what?
Till they had killed Paul.
See that? Till they have killed Paul. Wicked among our own people. Wicked among our own people. Let's go back. Read verse 16.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 16.
Come on.
For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood.
Make haste to shed blood. The brothers them say they're not going to eat nothing until they kill Paul. Come on.
Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird.
It's in vain. It's just surely in vain. What, the nets? You cannot set net to catch bird and the bird can see the net. It's in vain you doing that because they're going to avoid that. Come on.
And they lay wait for their own blood. They look privily for their own lives.
Read.
So are the ways of every one that is greedy of gain.
Because all those things, the thing they're doing, it trying to kill other brothers, do other brothers dirty. They don't know it's going to come back full circle and harm them. They don't know that. Come on.
Which taketh away the life of the owners thereof.
Because you take away the life of somebody, it's going to come right back at you. Read.
Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets.
She utters her voice in the street, and that's what Luke 14:23 said. Read that real quick. Let's speed through this. Read that fast. Luke 14, read verse 23.
Luke chapter 23.
Read.
And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in,
And that's where you see IUIC. Compelling God's people to come in.
that my house may be filled.
That's why you see exponential growth. Let's go back. Read verse 20.
Verse 20. Wisdom crieth out. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
The crazy thing about it, when you read the advice, right? Don't go in the word of these people, the ones that want to share blood, the evil that they're doing. Verse 20 says, wisdom cried out. Because the wisdom that's crying out to what? To allow those people to change them from their evil ways. But a lot of them don't want to change. A lot of them love death. Come on.
She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates.
In the opening of the gates, where what? Violence happens. Where evil happens. Come on.
In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
How long will you continue to be simple? How long will you continue to what? To live as animals? How long? Come on.
And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
And fool hate knowledge. We don't have time to what? We're not going to have time to conclude this today. We don't have time. But Lord's will, let me see. We stop at verse
23, sir.
23. Lord's will, I have the opportunity. We will end this. I pray this was edifying. All praise to the Lord. Captain Manatai is on next. With that, we say shalom.